Today I'm making this really simple loaf of hand-kneaded bread with only 4 basic ingredients and no fancy equipment. Okay, to get started, we're going to start with 1 cup of warm water. You want this to be about 100 to 110 degrees. Just think of warm, nice bath water that you would put your baby in. So 1 cup of warm water, just put it in a bowl. And next we want 1 teaspoon of yeast. Now I'm going to use this instant yeast today, but you can use active dry just fine. Either one will work just the same. So use what you have. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of yeast right in my bowl to sprinkle it on top of your water. And our next ingredient is flour. I'm going to use 2½ cups of flour. Now, if you have bread flour, use that. The higher protein content is going to give you better bread, but I'm making this very, very simple today. I'm just going to use all-purpose flour just to show you that it's just easy, no fuss, really easy. Okay, so I'm going to use 2½ cups of this flour. Just measure it right into your bowl, right on top of your water and your yeast. 2½ cups. Now we are going to need more flour, so make sure you don't only have 2½ cups. We're going to add a little bit more, probably another ½ cup as we're kneading it. So I'm going to start with 2½ cups, and I'm probably going to use some more. Now to that, I'm going to use some salt. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to use this fine ancient sea salt, but you can use white table salt just the same. This is just what I have in my pantry right now, so that's what I'm going to use. Whoop, I am making a mess. Definitely don't pour it over your bowl because you might have it overflow like I just did, and then you're going to have way too much salt. So pour it over another bowl or something like that. So I'm going to just sprinkle this on top of my flour, and those are all of our ingredients. Only 4 simple ingredients in this bread. This is an important bread to know how to make because if things are tight, you can make bread for your family with just 4 ingredients. That is great. This is called a lean dough because it doesn't have any fats or sugars added. It's just basic bread, and you can make it really, really good and delicious. Now that I have these 4 ingredients in my bowl, I'm going to take this wooden spoon and I'm going to mix these up. If you don't have a wooden spoon, you can use any spoon. So use a spoon or rubber spatula or anything you have and just start mixing. You can even do this by hand too if you don't have anything else. So I'm just going to mix these up, just get them really well incorporated. And your dough should look very shaggy. That means just kind of loosely put together. It shouldn't be soupy or too wet. It should be kind of thick looking. As I stir these ingredients, all of a sudden it's going to come together into a ball. Do you see that? All of a sudden, there it is. That is my ball of dough. Now it's time to turn this out onto the countertop. Make sure you have a really nice and clean countertop. You can use a kneading mat, a cutting board, whatever you want. Just a nice, clean, flat surface. And I'm going to put maybe 1/8 cup of flour onto my countertop. And I'm going to turn out this dough onto the flour. Okay, from here, I'm going to add a little bit more flour on top of my dough. And I'm going to put some flour on my hands. This is going to make it way easier to work with. Okay, now this is the hand kneading part. I'm just going to turn my dough, turn it, and squish it. Turn it and squish it, and this is going to make it easier to work with. Keep using flour. Now my dough isn't too sticky. It feels really good. As you need, if it's feeling way too sticky and sticking to your hands really bad, add some more flour. Just add a little bit more flour to your work surface and turn your bread in it, and it's going to make it easier to work with. So all I'm doing to knead this bread is I'm pulling it together and pushing it out with the palms of my hand. See that? Just push it, pull it in, squish it. Now, as I'm doing this, it's getting a little bit more sticky. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour, and I'm just going to keep doing that as I need. Just a little bit of flour. Don't need a ton, and you don't want a ton. If you add too much flour to your bread, it's going to get too dense. So as little flour as you can use is best, but use enough so that it's not sticking. Now, as we knead our dough, this is doing a lot more than just mixing all the ingredients together. This is developing the gluten, and the gluten is what gives your bread strength and structure. It also gives you a really good chew, and that gluten helps to trap air bubbles, and that's going to give you a really good rise to your bread. Now you might be tempted a few minutes into kneading to think, oh, it feels pretty good, I think it's about done. No, if you go a little bit longer, it's gonna help to develop your gluten even more, and it's gonna help it to rise better. So technically, once you mix up your ingredients and hand knead it just for a couple minutes, you can let it rise and throw it in your oven, but you're not gonna get as good of a loaf of bread that way. It's not gonna rise as good. So it's important to hand knead. I'm gonna say about 8 to 10 minutes for this loaf of bread. Now this is a really great loaf of bread for beginners to make, because look at this. It's just a nice, small, manageable amount of dough. Sometimes you'll want to get in there and make 2 loaves of sandwich bread, and you have a lot of dough that you have to work with. This one's really easy just to learn how to do it. I have taught all of my kids how to make this bread. When they were little tiny kids, this was part of our homeschool. So if they can do it, you can make this bread too. This is really easy, good bread to make, easy dough to work with. As I've been kneading, this dough has been transforming. It went from feeling very lumpy to feeling very smooth and elastic. It's feeling really good right now. It's not too sticky. It is a little bit tacky. Think about a brand new container of Play-Doh that you've kind of worked with for a few minutes, and all of a sudden it's feeling really good. It's kind of a little bit sticky, but not sticking to your hands. That's what your dough should feel like. So you can see I am just pulling it into a ball and pressing it out. Pull it into a ball, press it out with the palms of your hand. Use kind of a rocking motion. Just keep doing that. Just keep working with this ball of dough. It doesn't have to be science. It doesn't have to be a certain way of kneading. You can do it however you want, but just press it out, kind of push it, pull it, and all of a sudden you have this great ball of dough to work with. This ball of dough is feeling really good. I've kneaded it for about 8 minutes, and I'm wondering if it's ready. Now there are a couple ways that you can tell. First, I'm gonna do the poke test. So I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna poke it. If it springs back on its own like it just did, that means you've kneaded it enough and it's ready to rise. Another thing you can do is pinch off a little bit of the dough. And let's see, I'm gonna do the window pane test. You're just gonna kind of work with it for a minute. And you want to stretch it out and be able to stretch it and see through the window. You want to be able to see light without it breaking. See that? I can stretch it and I can see light through it and it's not breaking. So that lets me know that this is kneaded perfectly. If yours stretches but then breaks, then keep kneading it for another couple minutes. So now our beautiful ball of dough is ready to rise for the first time. I just cleaned out my bowl. I'm gonna oil it lightly just so that this dough doesn't stick. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this olive oil in there and just kind of spread it out. Doesn't need to be very much, just a little bit. You can spray it if you want. Now I'm just gonna throw this ball of dough in there. I'm gonna put it in there and then flip it over. That's just gonna oil it and make it really nice. Okay, from here, I'm gonna cover this dough with a warm, wet tea towel. The yeast likes warm, wet environments. So if you get a warm, wet tea towel, that's gonna help your yeast to activate. It's gonna help your bread to rise better. So I'm gonna cover this up and I'm gonna let this sit on my countertop for about an hour. You do want it to double. It doesn't necessarily have to double in size, but you do want it to expand. So I'm gonna give this about an hour and then it'll be time to punch it down and to shape it. So I'll show it to you at that point. Okay, y'all, this dough has been rising for about an hour and it looks great. It rose really well. It's a little bit warm in my home right now, so it rose probably better than normal. So if yours isn't quite this big, that's totally fine too. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull it out of this bowl and shape it. So just lightly get it out from your bowl. There we go. Now, you can shape this into a loaf if you want. Put it in a loaf pan. It's gonna make a small loaf, but you can make it any way you want. I wanted to make this really simple today, not use any fancy equipment, so I'm just gonna bake this on a cookie sheet. You can use any cookie sheet, you can use a cast iron skillet, you can use anything that you can put into the oven that's oven safe. Now you can press this out and make it into a baguette if you want, kind of like a French bread loaf. Today I'm gonna make it so simple, I am just gonna turn it into a boule. A boule is B-O-U-L-E, and it's just a round loaf. It's really simple. You saw what I did, I just kind of formed it into a round and I kind of pinched the bottom together. Now I'm gonna just let this rise one more time. So it's looking good. I'm gonna throw this on my cookie sheet and I'm gonna let this just sit here and rise probably for about 30 to 45 minutes. This dough has been rising about 45 minutes and I am just scoring it. And the purpose of scoring it or making these slashes on top is so that some of the air can escape while it continues to rise while it's baking in the oven. Otherwise, it can burst at its seams. So this will help a little bit. You can also make it decorative. It does make it look a little more rustic. I like it. But I have had my oven preheating to 375 degrees, and now I'm gonna go ahead and throw this bread in the oven for about 30 minutes, and I will show it to you when it's done. It's been 30 minutes, and our bread is fresh out of the oven. Look how great that looks. It's really hot, but look at that pretty loaf of bread. Doesn't that look fantastic? Now this is how you know if it's done. You turn it upside down, and you knock on it, and if it sounds hollow, you know it's cooked all the way through and it's ready. This is what I like to do. I like to take a pat of butter and I like to butter the crust on the outside. This will give you a really good tasting crust. It makes it nice and shiny, and it also gives you a little bit softer crust, which I like. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this off of this baking sheet. I like to use a nice clean tea towel, cover it up. This will give you really nice soft crust. That condensation and the warmth in there will just kind of soften the crust, and I like that. So I'm gonna let this cool just for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna cut into it and check out the inside. I've let my bread cool just for a few minutes just so I can get my hands on it, but you should let it cool completely before you slice it for the best crumb and texture. But who can do that? If you've made this homemade loaf of bread, don't you want to just dig into it? I know I do, and it smells delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut into it. Let's look at this. Oh my goodness, look at that. That looks great. That's a great crumb. Oh yes, that is absolutely perfect. Okay, let me just take a little bite of this just to try it out. Oh my goodness, it's so good. For this to only have 4 ingredients, just the most basic of bread, I just can't believe how good it tastes. Flour, salt, yeast, water, it makes great bread. This is how bread really should be. I will leave the recipe and the instructions on how to make this bread that you can print. That'll be down in the description. Thank you so much for being here with me on Robin on the Farm. I will see you next time.
Robin's in the kitchen, dough beneath her hands, wheat from the fields and eggs from her land. Sunlight through the window, a warm golden glow. She's working hard to make that dough.